Hey friends, this is Grandmother's Gathering video number 2. So last week when I did my video, I talked about something that was a little bit deep, a little bit obviously close to my heart. And you know, as a life coach, most of what I do is pretty deep. It's fixing, it's healing, it's kind of serious. But like I said on my website, and for anyone that knows me, balance is a really big thing for me, and I love to have fun. So what I wanted to do today was take a couple of the clips from the videos that I shot on the road trip, and somehow, if technology permits, and Lady Luck is on my side, add them to this video so that you guys can have a peek at some of what happened. So that's what I'm going to try to do today. The life coachy part of me wants to say this before I begin. When I travel, whether it be on road trips or through life, I usually don't really have too much of a plan. Don't get me wrong, I think it's good to set goals, but I do think that you have to allow room for change and for those unexpected things to come along in your path to change your course sometimes. I mean, sometimes just having a goal and saying, you know, I'm gonna make this much money by the time I'm this age, or I'm gonna be married by the time I'm this age, or I'm gonna make it to this campsite on my road trip by, you know, on the first day. It doesn't allow much room for change, for flow, for fun. So sometimes it's really necessary to just let go and see what happens, which is definitely the way that I tend to travel. On this journey, on this road trip, we left and we had absolutely no plans of where we were gonna stay or what we were going to do along the way. And some really fun things ended up happening. Take a look and see. The first one was a town called Leavenworth. Take a look. Hey, okay, so we just found this awesome little town called Leavenworth. It's kind of in the middle of the mountains. It's a Bavarian town, which means that everything, including the McDonalds, makes you feel like you're at Oktoberfest, which is so awesome. So we decided to stop and have a burger and a beer, which made me feel ridiculously bloated because it's, as you know, not really great for you to have, you know, anything white, no white sugar, no white flour, which there's lots of in burger buns. So my remedy also could be considered Bavarian, Maria's Swedish bitters. Anyone that knows me knows that I do not go anywhere with their Swedish bitters. They're a cure-all, so you could use them for anything digestive, anything on your skin. Pretty much if you're not feeling well, take it. It can cure a lot of things. So, did I say cure? I'm not supposed to say that. It can help a lot of things. Anyways, you'll see clips of Leavenworth coming up. We'll see you soon. The next one, little itty bitty town called Reardan. Okay, we're in this little town called Reardan. We found this awesome Rooster, and I decided that it would be a really great idea to ride it. The third one was a campsite that we stayed at on the second night, had no plans to stay there, ended up just pulling off the highway and finding this random beautiful campsite in Montana, which is not uncommon, I'll have you know. If you want to go camping somewhere, Montana's beautiful. So we pulled off the highway, ended up at this little campsite and found this. That guy ended up playing a little concert in that little auditorium with his wife and 4 beautiful children playing, and as you could see, everybody was enjoying it. I also met these people at that exact same campground. So hold on. Okay, so I've just met these really cool folks here, and they're telling us about this festival that they have to tell you about. Okay, go ahead. Come on, guys. Okay,
it's eating bull nuts.
But what's it called?
The Testy Fest.
And it's for real. And
it's for real.
So it says Testicle Festival.
Look it up on the internet.
Testicle Festival,
That's
and you
right.
eat bull nuts.
Yeah, bull nuts. That's right.
Thank you.
And they taste like chicken.
They taste like chicken. Okay, so is that not hilarious or what? Please, I am not telling anyone to go Google that festival. I don't recommend typing that into your browser. I'm not sure what will come up, and I'm not sure what viruses you might end up with on your computer. So please, this is my disclaimer. If you want to Google it, go nuts. But I'm not telling you to. So anyway, those were a few of the fun things that we found along the way. I found in my merry travels through life that a lot of people, when they go away, end up trying to plan every minute. Either they go all-inclusive so that they don't have to worry about anything, or when they plan a road trip or a camping trip, they plan out where they're going to stay and what they're going to do, and they research everything to do with that place. And sometimes, like I said, you come up against some really fun things when you don't know anything about where you're going and what it's like. Check out this clip about my take on Idaho. Hey, okay, so we're in Idaho, and maybe I should have paid more attention in geography class in school because I had no idea that Idaho looked like this. I thought it was flat. I'm pretty sure that I was mistaking it with Iowa. Anyways, Idaho's actually pretty nice. We're here in Montana. I would have taken a picture of the sign, but it came up way too quickly. Apparently, the portion of Idaho we went through was extremely skinny. So when I was talking about Idaho and how I was confusing it maybe with Iowa, for some reason I had potatoes in my head, and that's why I thought that I was clearly mistaken, because obviously Idaho, with all its rolling hills, doesn't have any potatoes. But check this out. Do you see what that says? It says famous potatoes. Right, so Idaho does have potatoes. We just didn't go through the potato growing part. And had I researched Idaho before we left, I would have known what to expect, and I wouldn't have been nearly as amused by my lack of knowledge about geography, which was actually kind of funny. Laughing at yourself is it's a good thing to do. Don't take yourself too seriously. And the next clip was the one that really did it for me. When you have no plans, what I always do, and I'll mention it in the clip, is I go somewhere, whether it be a neighboring town to where I live, or a new country, or a new state or province. I ask a local, what should I see? What should I do? What is it? What's not in the tourist books? What's not in the tour guides? What is it about your place that I need to see? So this is what we did when we got to Montana. Hey, previously I mentioned that the way I roll on road trips is to not really make plans and to simply ask locals, like, what do I need to do in your town, or what do I need to see, or what's the most exciting thing? So, way back at the beginning of Montana, when I showed you that really sweet Idaho potato license plate at that gift shop, we asked, what should we do in Montana? And this really nice kid told us that we should go see these caves. So we just pulled off the highway and we're on our way to Lewis and Clark Caverns in this. We found out that the tour of the caves is 2 hours long. So for those of you that know me, you know that I'm a little claustrophobic, and I'm about to spend 2 hours in a mountain. So we're gonna see how this goes. Okay, we made the 2 o'clock tour. We're hiking 3/4 of a mile. up this. So we're still hiking up, as you can tell by my labored breathing. Normally around this time, when I'm doing something that scares me, I start to really freak out, and you'll hear me say things like, oh my God, why the hell did I decide to do this? This was such a bad idea. I do it all the time, and I'm doing it again now. But it was one of those things where if I didn't do this today, I would have totally regretted it. Because when am I going to be in Montana with a chance to stop and do a 2-hour hike into a cave? Never. So sometimes you gotta do the things that scare you. Here we go. Okay, this is called the Beaver Slide. I don't know if you can see anything, but I'm literally sliding down rock right now as we speak. And this is where you end up. This is when it makes it really worthwhile to do things you're afraid of. As if we hadn't already gone down far enough. And further down we go.
We've been here.
We did it. We're over. Bye, Donna. Thank you. Okay, guys, that was awesome. If you come to Montana, please go to the Lewis and Clark caves. And I would also highly encourage you to do things that you're afraid of, because I got halfway into that cave and was like squealing with joy because I was so excited to be in it. And it was awesome. And I wasn't even afraid. It was so perfect. And now look. We did it. Off to the next adventure. As you can see, that experience was well worth the short trip off the highway. And we would have never known about it and never gone had we not asked some local. So make use of the locals as much as you make use of your Lonely Planet guides. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that. It was a ton of fun, and that was all on the way down to Montana. There was a few things that were really fun that happened on the way back up as well that I will tell you about in another post that has to do with letting the fun times roll. So anyway, yeah, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed that. It was a little less deep than last time, but a few things that could be used for life lessons. Sometimes you just gotta let it flow. We'll see you next week.